I'm Ellis Martin. Join me now for a conversation with Claudia Tornquist, President and CEO of Kodiak Copper Corporation, trading as KDK on the TSX Venture Exchange, KDKCF in the U.S., and 5DD1 in Frankfurt. Kodiak Copper's most advanced asset is the MPD Copper Gold Porphyry project in the prolific Quesnel Trough in southern British Columbia, Canada, where in 2020 the company made a high-grade discovery at the Gate Zone, which is part of a zone copper-gold enriched envelope of significant size. Kodiak also holds the Mojave Copper Molybdenum Silver Porphyry project in Arizona, near the world-class Baghdad mine. Both of Kodiak's porphyry projects have been historically drilled and present known mineral discoveries with the potential to hold large-scale deposits. The company's chairman is Chris Taylor, the CEO of sister company prolific in the gold space, Great Bear Resources. Ms. Tornquist is formerly general manager at Rio Tinto, working with their copper and diamond operations. She also held the position of Executive Vice President of Business Development for the streaming company Sandstorm Gold. She's a director of Silver One Resources and former director of Kennedy Diamonds, leading the $176 million sale of the company to Mountain Province. Claudia, welcome to the program. It's great to visit with you today.
Thanks for having me. It's great to be here, Alice.
What does it mean when you say you are a carbon neutral exploration company?
Look, it's our aim to be responsible and sustainable in our exploration work, and this is part of that strategy. We added up all our greenhouse gas emissions for the year 2022 and then bought offsets for those and also started initiatives to reduce our greenhouse gas emissions over time. By buying these offsets from the Great Bear Rainforest Carbon Project, we are now in a position that we can say we are carbon neutral, and I'm quite proud of that.
Well, congratulations, and as a shareholder, I'm certainly glad that you're doing it as a company. Now, tell me more about the Great Bear Forest Carbon Project. What is that?
Well, that's a forest management project up in British Columbia, and that's actually the largest intact coastal temperate rainforest in the world. It is the carbon project managed and run by the First Nations in the area, and it's all about managing the forest responsibly, i.e. not just seeing it as an economic source of lumber, but balancing ecological objectives such as biodiversity, etc. So it's all about a balanced approach, and the carbon offsets finance essentially a better management of that forest, and hence the forest is able to absorb more carbon emissions.
Which is the best way to keep the air clean, and there's a reason why they call it beautiful British Columbia. Tell me all about copper. What's happening with Kodiak Copper?
Kodiak is very busy drilling. We have a large drill program of 25,000 meters ongoing. We mobilized in March, so we've been at it now for 2 months. And it's a very exciting and somewhat pivotal year for the company, because for the first time, we will not spend the majority of our drill meterage on the Gate Zone, our initial discovery. But this year really is about taking the approach that led to the high-grade discovery at Gate and testing several other targets. We have 4 or 5 on the list for drilling for this year, with the aim to discover the next and the next high-grade zone and really demonstrating the size potential of the MPD project.
When do you think we might see some news in that regard?
We'll have an update and the next batch of drill results relatively soon, coming up in June. So a couple of weeks out, not very long.
What I like to see is a company that has a relatively tight but liquid structure, and that is, for all that you've done, that is Kodiak Copper.
Yeah, we've only 63 million shares outstanding, so are relatively tightly held. And we're also financed for all of this year's work, so that's a great place to be. So it's an exciting year. We're financed, we're drilling, and we'll have results coming soon and then throughout the year. And as I said, this year is not about anything incremental. It's really about finding the next and the next Gate Zone. So it's a very exciting year.
Claudia, it is always great to visit with you. I look forward to chatting with you about those drill results when you have them. Thanks so much for joining me today in the program.
Thank you.
I've been speaking with Claudia Tornquist, President and CEO of Kodiak Copper Corporation, trading as KDK on the TSX Venture Exchange, KDKCF in the U.S., and 5DD1 in Frankfurt. Find the complete story on the company's website, KodiakCopperCorp.com. I'm Ellis Martin.
Would you like to be one of the first to see who we are following? Subscribe to our audio newsletter. It's free. ellismartinreport.com.